Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot Friday afternoon, as I'm doing this still with the Shadowland Tarot because we're still looking at the fallout from Prince Harry's appearance. I don't really want to call him Prince Harry, let's call him the has-beens appearance on the Stephen Colbert show. Both has-beens in my opinion. Uncalled for, unannounced, pointless display, very cretinish, very infantile, very, you know, that kind of stupid humor that you have to watch through your fingers because it's so cringe. There have been calls for titles to go as a result of this performance, and then there's been a kind of clap back from Rob Shooter this time, and Rob Shooter says Prince William won't strip Harry and Meghan of their titles. He has no plans, and I'm quoting Rob Shooter, who's now become the authority of all things royals, a bit like Tom Sykes, who I quoted in the previous reading. Don't know how these two suddenly became the authorities, but they're the ones making all the noise at the moment. So, according to Rob Shooter and his Kensington Palace sources, cough, cough, we're going to look at who those sources might be. Prince William has no plans to strip Harry and Meghan of their titles, and the real reason, I'm still quoting, is even colder than revenge. And then Rob Shooter goes on to tell us that it's because Prince William doesn't want to look petty. He tells us that by the time William takes the throne, the Sussex brand will be so diminished it won't even matter. Why take away something that's already worthless? Ignoring them will hurt more. And he continues to explain that William doesn't see any strategic threat from Harry and Meghan anymore. They are so irrelevant now. So we're going to test this out with the Shadowland Tarot. We're going to ask whether Prince William still sees Harry and Meghan as a strategic threat. We're going to ask whether he sees their brand as utterly worthless and irrelevant now. So we can ask that. We're going to look at his options. We're going to look at the ignoring option, just being quiet and ignoring Harry and Meghan forevermore as if they don't exist. We're going to look at the take away titles option, which I've often read on and always got hell yes energy from. Then we're going to look at Harry and Meghan themselves and how worried they are that their titles might be about to go. A lot of chatter about that around. And we're going to ask whether they had any input as sources into this Rob Shooter piece on Shutterstack. And then with outcome cards, we're going to ask titles gone under King William or not. So that's what we're looking at now. It's kind of the reverse of the previous reading in a way. And I need to say, as I always do, it's tarot. So fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion and all speculation. And I just read energy here. And disclaimer in the box. Me likes the titles. Prince William. His feelings about Harry and Meghan right now. Are they a threat? Are they not a threat? Is he going to act? Is he going to ignore them? Their feelings. Outcome. Of course, early days, we've got the Ace of Cups as a very interesting underlying energy because it's new beginnings, it's very emotional, it's very connected. It's Ace of Cups, you want to communicate. I don't often say that in these royal readings, but that cup of love is being offered to someone, and it's a gesture to someone. So we're talking about responding to Harry's behavior and the expectation that it's going to be a very negative response. And yet I'm getting this card of love, a gesture of love being made. I don't think it's coming from Prince William. I think it's coming from Harry. I think, because we've heard, yes, admittedly from Neil Sean mostly, but we've heard recently that Harry has been trying to connect. He's been sending cards, he's been sending messages, he's been trying to send children presents and stuff like that. My feeling is that a lot of this acting out that's going on right now is that kind of wounded, infantile, I want you to notice me. So I'm going to behave like this on the Stephen Colbert show while you're having your big moment in your fancy clothes with the German president at Windsor Castle. You're going to notice me. It's very younger brother who's a bit faulty energy, who hasn't grown up, who's never going to grow up. It's a very strange energy that's coming through there. And it's interesting to me that the same card showed up in the previous reading. Americans' view of Prince Harry. A lot of forgiveness, a lot of sympathy for him still. And he's, in my opinion, there's such weird energy in this Ace of Cups. This is Harry trying to get Big Brother to notice him and do something and almost rescue him. Didn't expect that to come through. But that's how I'm reading it. You are very welcome to read that card quite differently. But that's what's coming through for me energetically. I'm a bit stunned, to put it mildly. But I've seen scenarios like this play out in real life, so it's plausible. Let's get to the heart of this reading. What are we actually dealing with? That's the underlying energy. And we've got the High Priestess, and it's in reverse. Secrets coming out always with the High Priestess in reverse. But it's not being very evolved. It's not operating from a place of intuition and following your internal guidance and your internal wisdom, but more from a female point of view than the Hermit, which is more of a male energy. Harry behaving, again, we're talking Harry behaving in an awkward and an unevolved way, High Priestess in reverse, and the brother who is evolved and is intuitive and is compassionate, seeing it and seeing what's going on, possibly seeing the hand of the High Priestess in Montecito. He's winding this whole situation up to provoke, to ridicule, to debase, infantilize, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of understanding going on the one hand from the one brother, and there's a lot of lack of understanding and lack of personal insight on the other hand. It's very complex energy. It's a very complex relationship, the Harry and William relationship, the William and Harry relationship. So let's look at Prince William and ask how dangerous he thinks Harry and Meghan are. Strategic threat were the words Rob Shuter used. Strategic threat. Wasn't it an interesting little expression? I wonder where that came from in California. King of Swords. Yeah, he views them as a threat. King of Swords, absolutely. That's intelligence, that's police, that's lawyers, that's espionage, that's courtiers, that's all that kind of stuff. He's not dismissing them as, oh no, they're not worth thinking about. They are worth thinking about, and they're worth thinking strategically about, and they're worth having meetings with constitutional lawyers about, in my opinion, and they're worth having meetings with security agents and people like that about, in my opinion. So absolutely not true, in my opinion, what Rob Shuter is saying. How about the brand? That the brand will be so diminished by the time William is king. It's making it sound like William's going to be king in 15 years' time or so, which I don't believe at all. The brand will be so diminished it won't even matter. So why take something away that's already worthless? Does Prince William think that the Sussex brand is so tarnished and so worthless that there's no point even bothering any of that? I've got the Eight of Swords. That's a conundrum kind of an energy. It's not looking at something and thinking it's worthless. It's looking at something and thinking. I don't like to say this about Prince William, but there is some feeling that his hands are tied currently. The Ace of Swords is a bit Hanged Man energy in the Minor Arcana. It's somebody who can't extricate themselves from a very difficult situation. It's a mental problem because it's swords, and usually it's described as a kind of a trap where you can't imagine your way out of something. You're afraid to move, you're afraid of doing something, and you have to do something. You have to envision a way out of this predicament in order to extricate yourself and move forward. And Prince William feels stuck. It feels like his hands are tied in this energy. I think that he wants to act, but he can't act. I'm asking about the value of brand Sussex, but I'm getting Prince William's energy as, I really like to, you know, smash his Lego kind of energy, going back to childhood, but I can't. I've been told I'm not allowed to do that, and so I won't, but I really want to. That's what's coming through. It's strange energy, but that's what's coming through, brothers. Let's move on to his options, Prince William. The first option, we've been told, the one that he's absolutely going to take, which is he can just ignore them and do nothing. When he can actually do something, when he's out of this Eight of Swords energy, ignore and do nothing. Seven of Swords. No, I don't get ignore and do nothing, because he's watching something unethical, amoral, cowardly, even possibly illegal happen. My opinion, of course, allegedly, all of those words with the Seven of Swords. He's watching someone get away with, figuratively speaking, murder in the Seven of Swords, taking what's not theirs. So he's not going to ignore that. He's not going to do nothing. It's interesting, we've got all swords here, apart from the underlying energy. Swords are thoughts, fears, questions, strategies, observations that are going on here, and he's seeing it. He's seeing that figure there. I feel heartbroken when I look at that figure slumped in the corner as Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, rush away with whatever they've taken. That figure, mostly I'm getting the late Queen Elizabeth, but also Prince Philip, also Thomas Markle, all those people who've been really hurt by the way Harry and Meghan exited, and by the way they're carrying on with their titles now in the United States, and the damage that they are doing to really innocent and well-meaning people. Allegedly, in my opinion, all of that stuff, because I get hate when I say things like that, so it's my opinion. What about the takeaway titles option? We're just checking. Current energy, of course. Oh yes, it's going. It's going. Knight of Pentacles is Harry. A knight is a prince in tarot. In reverse. Gone. That title is going. The prince. He's going to be Mr. Harry. Not Mr. Apparently that's wrong. He's going to be Harry Mountbatten Windsor. Meghan might be Meghan Sussex because she changes her name by deed poll, but Harry is not going to be Prince Harry for much longer. Not when King William can actually sign that document that I believe he sleeps with under his pillow. So much for Rob Shooter and his opinion. We're going to look at Harry and Meghan now. How worried are they about the title being removed? Don't know why I'm rolling my R's. We got the sun. No, I couldn't be bothered. It's fine. Leo energy, the sun, obviously. We're going to go out with a bang. If we're going out, we're going to go out highly visible. We're going to hog all the limelight, all the attention. We're going to have the best time ever. I'm going to be on Stephen Colbert every week, making a mockery of everything, performing, cartwheeling, cavorting, carrying on, snorting, whatevering, who knows, but happy, not bothered in the slightest, allegedly. What about the source of this piece that Rob Shooter has written, or someone has written and given to Rob Shooter to print? Possibly, speculating. Any input from Montecito? the world. Are there the red shoes? Oh yes, in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, those red shoes had everything to do with this. Everything. Such interesting energy here with Harry and Meghan. Prince William's energy is all troubled, tormented, seeing terrible things, feeling like he can't do anything, but lining up all those kings of swords to do something when he finally can, and boom, done. Knight of Pentacles in reverse when he can get there. On their side, oh so happy, so unbothered, living their best lives, so popular, so wealthy, so many deals happening, so jolly, cheeky chappy on the Colbert Show. Meghan skipping about in Christmas tree lots with not a care in the world. And there is the world. When I ask any input from Montecito into this particular little puff piece, and the word is hell. The world is hell yes for me because of those red shoes, which for me, as an energy reader, using this particular Shadowland Tarot, are Meghan's shoes. That's how I read that energy and that figure in the world card. The world is very public, wants everyone to know, wants everyone to see that they're going to be successful. They're going to win this round. William is not going to win. He's not going to do anything. He's going to leave them be. They're going to just carry on happily as ever in the United States. That's their energy. Let's just check outcome with the titles. I've already got Knight of Pentacles in reverse, so I'm pretty sure that Harry's Prince title is going, and then Meghan is reduced to Meghan Markle, although she has already reduced herself just to Meghan Markle, in my opinion, or never elevated herself above that. Also, in my opinion, just my opinion. Outcome, let's just see what else the cards want to tell us. We've got the Hanged Man. It's a waiting game. I've said the Hanged Man, I've felt that energy and that Eight of Swords, and lo and behold, it showed up as the outcome. It's going to take a while. It's not something William can do right now. I think he'd love to. I think he'd love to have done it yesterday at the state banquet. But we're not living in the Middle Ages, and so he's going to have to wait. Hanged Man, he's going to have to kick his heels, and Harry and Meghan are also going to have to wait. And let me tell you that for all the sun and the world and the happy and successful and ta-da-da and who cares, that energy, the Hanged Man, is not pleasant energy to be in. It's a bit like being stuck in the tower and waiting for the executioner to start sharpening his sword or his axe outside your window. So that kind of energy, not fun for, I would say, Harry in particular, even though I get Meghan's claw all over the Sun card and the World card. Harry is the one who's really going to lose his birthright when this comes down, and it's going to. With that Hanged Man energy, it's punishment. Something I don't often say with a Hanged Man card. It is punishment. If you go through the major arcana in the order that they present, the Hanged Man represents punishment in tarot. And there it is. And it's coming. And when it comes, I think it's going to be huge. That is just my opinion, and that is the reading. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.